Well, good evening everyone and welcome to Rush Green Stadium. Here we are, you joined with me, Ollie Ordis, ready and waiting for West Ham United's under-21s taking on Birmingham City. For the first time in a while, Birmingham back in the Premier League 2. Of course, stepping out onto the Rush Green green turf with the sun just going down in the corner of your screen. Taking these times as shortly in a month or so, it will be turning to the colder and darker conditions at Rush Green on a Friday night that we all are used to. I'll run you through the teams for your young Irons. It's an exciting lineup this time around. A lot of new starts, a lot of old faces. Perhaps we shouldn't really call them old, given the fact that they are all under 21. But there is a trialist in goal, Thomas Worcester, 20 years old, born in Sheffield, Man United youth. Now he comes to West Ham to try and prove his worth and get another contract and get back to regularly playing. Two other exciting names coming up to the under-21s from the under-18s are Jethro Medine and Rayan Oyabade. A special evening for those two as they make their first ever start for the under-21s. They're joined with the experienced now Preston Fearon, Eridas Golombekis, who wears the captain's armband, Ezra Mayers, Gabriel Caliste, Mamadou Kante, Callum Marshall, George Earthy and Emeka Adieli. Looking forward to seeing Callum Marshall and George Earthy back in West Ham colours. As for your young Blues, Will O'Sullivan in goal with Carvalho da Silva, Jack Quirk, the captain Billy Burrell with Cameron Eubank, Menzi Mazwi, Frank Tatum, Briar Bateman, Daniel Isache, Zachary Willis and Zed Bateka. Substitutions for Birmingham: Alvaro Morente, Shea Birmingham, Aurelion Guenier, Godfred Boakye and Kobe Maddox. So those are your lineups waiting for the teams about to come out here at Rush Green. So of course George Earthy and Callum Marshall back in the lineups. Of course they did play in that emphatic 5-1 victory up at Milton Keynes earlier on. Of course in the EFL Trophy with Lucas Fabianski in goal and Freddie Potts featuring too, but Callum Marshall, who led the line that evening, getting a brace, with George Earthy as well. Of course, two players who were loaned out to get first team experience last season. George Earthy enjoying a successful season for the Robins, getting their Young Player of the Year after scoring 3 goals in 39. Of course, he's coming back into West Ham in the lineup after having an ankle injury that's kept him out for some time. Callum Marshall, 9 goals in 43 games for Huddersfield in League One last season. So he leads the line, and a lot of exits, a lot of loan deals having been made towards the end of August and the beginning of September that have seen the typical players that you'd expect in the lineup go out and seek some first team experience, which is something that we would all expect, given the fact that players like Lewis Orford and Regan Clayton were in and around the under-21 setup for 2, 3, 4 years even, and now they find themselves seeking some first team minutes to come back to West Ham and try and get a spot in that first team. So there they are, Birmingham, the opponents tonight for West Ham, just waiting in the new build. Of course, this time last season it was getting set up, more looking like a construction site, but now the slick West Ham logo on that new building which hosts the under-21s and their opponents before, during and after their competitive matches in the Premier League 2 and everything else. The referees and fourth officials leading both sets of players out. I'll just go over the team lineups if you're just joining us now on this West Ham YouTube channel stream. Of course, it is a debut and a first time appearance for the Hammers. Thomas Worcester in goal. Of course, Finn Herrick has recently gone out on loan to Boreham Wood, and Finlay Hooper has recently signed his first professional contract. So congratulations to Finlay Hooper. What a moment that is, having been with West Ham since an under-8 or under-9. Of course, it's a big season for him, but he'll probably be playing for the under-18s tomorrow, which is why we don't see him feature in tonight's game. Instead, it is Tom Worcester formerly of Manchester United, more recently of Farsley, who play in the National League North, so Division 6 in the English Pyramid. Jethro Medine and Rayan Oyabade making their under-21s first starts, with Preston Fearon, Eridas Golombekis, Ezra Mayers, Gabriel Kaliste, Mahamadou Kante, George Earthy, Emeka Adiele, and leading the line is, of course, Callum Marshall. Mark Robson will have at his disposal on the bench Lanre Awesu, if required, of course, Dimitru Kalau, Tyrone Akpata, Louis Brown, and Alicia Sawunmi. So there is the team. It's going to be an exciting game in terms of the players now being brought in. Of course, you've got a few experienced heads for West Ham in Marshall and Earthy, who are able to probably coach and lead by example to the youngsters in Medine and Oyabade. Of course, you've had players who have been immersed in the under-21 setup in Preston Fearon, Golombekis, Mayers, Kaliste, who are all used to under-21s football now. So Medine and Oyabade, they've got good mentors around them, players who are in their shoes not too long ago, especially that man there, Eridas Golombekis. This time last season, he was really starting to be used by Mark Robson after having made his debut for the under-21s in the Premier League International Cup. 12 months on, he's now wearing the captain's armband. And of course, Mark Phillips, who unfortunately won't be with me today. He was very full of praise for Eridas Golombekis and his leadership skills. And it says a lot for an 18-year-old to be captaining a side for the under-21s. But there Marshall and Earthy are, who of course both won the FA Youth Cup in 2023 together. I'm sure they'll be playing with some swagger between them both today, after they've both come back from loans. Here they are now wearing the West Ham strip. Both been involved in the first team for West Ham in pre-season. Callum Marshall, of course, getting a goal against Grasshoppers straight after the second half was underway. And now we're about to get this game underway. In the middle of the pitch is Frank Tatum, the number 9 for Birmingham, eager to get things started as we're back here at Rush Green. It's been a long time since we saw the under-21s at this stadium. The last game, of course, wasn't the most positive of results. Nottingham Forest came to town and walked away with a 1-0 lead and a 1-0 victory. So West Ham will be looking to try and make it 3 wins in 3, but in their way are a side that are back in the Premier League too. Of course, last season it was only consisting of 26 teams, but now it's been extended to 29. And of course, to feature in the Premier League too, you have to have a Category 1 training facilities and academy. Of course, West Ham, the Academy of Football, have been in that category for a very long time. But Birmingham, they were in it, but then were supposedly relegated, I suppose, in 2022. And of course, after the well-known purchase of their club by new investors, of course Tom Brady and other Americans involved in their new ownership company and Knighthead Capital. Since then, in summer 2023, the priorities since taking over Birmingham City was to regain Category 1 status, so they invested in the necessary improvements such as facilities, of course coaches even, pitches and kitchens, and of course after an audit which has to happen for these sides, it was then that they were decided to be back in Category 1 Academy level. So that's why they're here now, joined with Ipswich. And of course a club with high ambitions now. Of course their senior side featuring in the Championship this season after a season down in League One. And it all comes from the academy. As Graham Potter says, you have a nucleus in the academy. And that's something Birmingham are wanting to utilise, and that's something West Ham will want to utilise as well. With so much talent on the pitch, the likes of Preston Fearon, And Mamadou Kante, who's caught a lot of eyes, especially after his brilliant debut against Woking in the National League Cup just over a month ago. Can they get off to a good start? Surely George Earthy. Now it's going to fall towards Caliste, but it's a strong block. And West Ham playing with high tempo in the opening 3 minutes. Number 18, Zachary Willis, the centre half, sliding with his back towards Caliste. Often you see that similar challenge or block happen in the Premier League, and it's then followed by a 5-minute VAR check. Fortunately, that's not the case here. There's their number 11, Daniel Isiche. Looked away for a second and it's suddenly back in West Ham territory. A foul throw from Isiche, which Golan Bekis will then throw towards Mayers, who sits in the middle of that back three. Rayan Oyabade was that left centre half. Of course, it was that back three who won the Under-18s Premier League Cup in April. Oyabade on the left, Golan Bekis and Mayers to his right-hand side, and Jethro Medine also played. So you've got 5 players, or 6 players even. I'm even wrong. 7 of the players from the Under-18s last season. Amika Adieli, Gabriel Caliste, Mayers, Golan Bekis, Fear and Oyabade and Medine all playing together now with the experienced heads of Earthy and Marshall. And of course the tenacious new signing of Mamadou Kante. Of course, he was signed last year, and after going back on loan to Paris FC, he feels like a real new signing this time around. And he's enjoying life in West Ham colours. So far, the top scorer for West Ham this season with 3 goals. A brief moment, you felt West Ham were going to lose possession there and Birmingham were going to pounce on it, but this time West Ham bring it forward. Caliste is trying to make an option in the middle, but here is Kante. As he sends it over towards this near side. Deft touch from Earthy to send it over to the left. Of course, going into this game, West Ham down in 19th, outside of the playoffs. Of course, the top 16 go through to the Premier League 2 playoffs. Birmingham, on the other hand, up in 12th. They're yet to lose this season in the Premier League 2. They are coming off the back of a 5-1 defeat, though, to Hull City in the Premier League Cup for this age group. Mamadou Kante and Callum Marshall in close proximity to Menzi Mazwi, who won the foul. Some room which Golan Bekis is going to try and cover. That's a nice ball played in, but Mayers acting like a brick wall. Ezra Mayers just holding off his man there, making sure he was standing right in his way and obstructing any view of the target. Of course, behind him is the new boy, Thomas Worcester. He's noted down as a trialist. So if you're just joining us, West Ham fans, good evening to you all. Tom Worcester in goal, previously of Manchester United Academy. He's going to try and impress the West Ham scouts this evening. Bit of defending from Ezra Mayers. That we just saw. He may not even be that busy.
Dan, face the game! Face the game! Zach, right foot! Look at Frank, look at Frank!
So far, the number 10, Brian Bateman, has been causing Golombekis some issues down the left-hand side. He's someone to look out for this evening. Bade turning and bringing it forward.
Royer sixes! Royer sixes line! Sixes line! Stand the game down! Go!
Here's Medine. Room for Earthy. Now Fearon. It's going to be Adieli to send one in as he cuts it back to Earthy, just wide. West Ham creating a brilliant opportunity there, and Earthy was unable to convert. But it was a smart move. Intricate play around the box. Just what the coaching staff would want to see. The way they're able to just have players in the right position, in room as well, opening up Birmingham, but unable to find the back of the net. So the goalkeeper, Will O'Sullivan, in between the sticks for Birmingham this evening. So far featured in 3 out of the 4 games this season. They've got an ever-present back line. Billy Burrell and Zach Willis, who have played every minute so far. Similar to the likes of Golombekis and Ezra Mayers.
Gabs, come on! Come on, Gabs! Come on! Come on! Come on! Yeah, well done, Zach.
Chased by Daniel Isache. But they're managing to get space through. And now they're in behind through Marshall, but the assistant referee raises his flag. Unfortunate. As Marshall's eyes would have lit up.
And then reopen it again.
So far in the opening 10 minutes, it's been a game of high tempo. West Ham looking troublesome, but when Birmingham have got the ball forward, they've certainly looked potent. Either side able to test the goalkeeper yet. Of course, Birmingham having a close opportunity, but Mayers with some great obstructive defending to prevent the ball from heading goalwards. And then Earthy's chance just then, just past the post. Adieli tries running through a second player. That time it was Billy Burrell, the captain, who brings him down, but they're unable to make the most of this free kick.
Well done, love it, Briar! Land! Love it, Briar! Difficult, isn't it? Well done. Say, Trent! Dandy! Come on, you're 10 out of 10, technical!
Fearon.
Gabs, can you find it?
Having some joy managing to find players in space, West Ham. That's a beautifully sent ball over towards this right-hand side. Medine's fouled, and it has been a dominating display from West Ham so far. Of course, we see it an awful lot in these under-21 games. How it can just swing, the momentum after stages of the game can change, and then it feels like the team that are on top for 15-20 minutes are then doing all the defending. But they've been in command. They're going to want to try and get a goal to show for it now.
I don't think the centre half stepping in. Yeah. I think the top of the box is going really, really low. It makes it hard for our centre half to go all the way, like Billy to go all the way in. And lower, definitely lower.
Yes, Jack! Yes, Quirky! Yes, Quirky! Push back! Well done, Quirky! Move! Jack, runner! Step up, Jack! Jack, step up, get in line! Quirky, round!
This time they're going to try and find Marshall in behind, but O'Sullivan being brave and coming right out of his box to head that away. And Birmingham come away with a foul. Just caught around 3 claret and blue shirts was their number 19, Zed Biteka. Just 18 years old. Only played once this season, and that was in their first game against Stoke, in which he did score. Birmingham going into this game unbeaten in the Premier League 2. 2-2 draws, either side of a 3-0 win against Derby County. The throw will go West Ham's way.
Blocking the two, Cammy and men were also bumping up. So that's where the top of the box gets the ball.
They're edging too hard.
Yeah, they're edging, even though we're screening, they're thinking about jumping. Yeah, they're thinking about jumping because they think Frank's going to go. But if Frank's not going, they've got to stay.
Here's Worcester. First real chance we've got to see of the trialist Tom Worcester. And both times it's been with his feet. As they're looking for another ball over towards Medine. Too central. Back towards O'Sullivan.
Deal with the pocket players. Don't edge up to their sixes. Second ball.
This looks promising for Birmingham as they try to whip one in. The header from the outside of the box wasn't able to keep the ball for Birmingham. Unfortunately for West Ham, they're able to get rid. So of course the ticket exchange is open now. You can either buy or relist your ticket for tomorrow's big derby day against Crystal Palace. Kick-off at 3 p.m. Of course, if you can, do come on down to the London Stadium.
Can we work it, Emeka? Go with him. Dan on his toes here, Dan.
Colin Beckis resumes play. All the way back to Mayers, just in front of the goal mouth, but there's room now for Adiele down the left.
Chase! Come on, Danny, keep going, Danny.
He sprints into.
Well done, Dan.
Now Kante.
Hold around, Emmy!
Earthy. Adiele's in the box, as is Marshall. Earthy with the tricky feet. Now Fearon, who's put under pressure and forced to go back. He might have another chance this time, you know. He will. Here's Fearon. This is good. This is very good. And there it is. George Earthy. Back in the under-21 squad. And back on the score sheet. Bristol City's Young Player of the Year last season. Opening the scoring here against Birmingham. And you knew it was coming. Just after a quarter of an hour, the intricate, smart passing from West Ham undoes their opponents. And the ball from Fearon at the byline was exquisite. Earthy knew exactly what he was doing. Side-footing it into that corner. And putting the Irons 1 goal up.
Can you swipe it up to get rid of it?
Showing his quality there, George Earthy. Of course, now that the transfer window's closed, he will be a West Ham player till at least January, wearing the claret and blue of West Ham.
Yeah, well, Zaid lets him out on the throw. And then never recovers.
But if he's putting performances in like this for the under-21s, of course it is majorly about development rather than results, but having players like that in and around the youngsters that we've mentioned who are in the starting lineup and those on the bench can only prove beneficial. West Ham with a spring in their step, and it's a stark contrast performance compared to the one we saw against Nottingham Forest, where they just didn't really get going all game. Had moments here and there, but nothing to danger their opponents, which is the opposite of what we have seen this evening so far. That's a lovely ball towards Caliste, who's got room in the middle of the park. Medine has to sprint. You felt he was going to be able to get it, but just the way the ball bounced awkwardly just gave him more of a challenge. Oh, Marshall, he may fancy one this time. He does. Hit hard, but hit over as well. Trying to wrap his left foot around that, but just got too much underneath it. Used his body very well up against Zach Willis, the centre half. Just couldn't quite keep it down.
Let's go, boys. Let's go, Aridas. West Ham ball, Mo. Come on, West Ham ball. Let's go, Gab. Second balls.
See there, down there in the right hand of your screen. Their head coach for Birmingham, Mark Kennedy. He became their head coach in the summer. His time as a football player, played mainly as a left back or left winger before the days of a left wing back. Played for clubs, London clubs, the arch nemesis Millwall, sorry for saying that, QPR, Wimbledon, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Man City, and of course Wolverhampton Wanderers, where he played the most of his career. Even has 34 appearances for Ireland and retired recently-ish in 2012. Mark Kennedy started coaching in Manchester City's youth setup. He had a spell with Wolves. Then in January 2020 became head coach for Macclesfield. Tom Worcester, of course, the trialist on show tonight for West Ham in between the sticks, played for as well. Then more recently became associated with Birmingham as an assistant to Lee Bowyer. And then after that became a head coach at Lincoln and Swindon. And then this summer became the head coach for the under-21s. And of course, the reason why Birmingham now are in this division, or in the Premier League 2, are because they are now a Category 1 academy. And to become a Category 1 academy, you've also got to have good staff in place. So the fact that he's been a head coach at many first-team squads, he's been an assistant head coach at Manchester City, not with Pep Guardiola, but in their youth setups. And of course Lee Bowyer, having a man of Mark Kennedy's experience, bolstered their chance of becoming a Category 1 academy. Here, the Academy of Football have a chance to try and double their lead. As it's swung in towards that near post, just flashes past the goal mouth, but it's still a chance for Adieli. Centre half Golan Bekis looked to be the one to try and collect it on that left hand side. Medine, I'm sure he was trying to pass to. It looks to go out of play, but it's sent back in by Jack Quirk. Another youngster centre half, and he's only in his second year of being a scholar at Birmingham City, the number 3 for Birmingham this evening. Mayers will play it back all the way to Worcester. How can he do with his feet as he tries to pick out a pass down the right, but it falls back into possession of Jack Quirk, who'll see a lovely pass forward. Tatum pushed off balance, and that's tremendous skill from Kante. And lovely link up with Earthy, sending it over towards this left. Marshall sending it low, finding the gloves of O'Sullivan. But Mamadou Kante really showing what he can do. What a player he is, West Ham fans. Keep your comments coming. Of course, do like and subscribe to the West Ham YouTube channel. Mamadou Kante, a serious player on West Ham's cards.
Andy, quicker! Jackson set! Help him! Good! Good. Let's go! Yep. Again, guys, go on! Together! Go on! Danny, fit the other way!
Good work from Ward-Prowse, using his body to pass it forward. Here's Earthy. Does he want a second? He goes for the assist instead, and there it is! Callum Marshall getting on the end of the Earthy ball, but he's in an offside position. No, he's not. He just doesn't look the most happy to score that you'd typically expect from someone that's just found the back of the net, but that doesn't matter. Coming from Ward-Prowse, Earthy in and amongst the action, and Marshall with a fine finish into the roof of the net. Well, the two experienced heads on the score sheet. Of course, Callum Marshall had a terrific goal-scoring record when he was last in the Premier League 2 back in the 2023-24 season. 18 goals in 14 PL2 appearances. That is a terrific record, which of course earned him a loan move to West Brom, who were in the Championship at the time, in the January of that year.
Catch the game! Catch the game!
He only played 3 games at West Brom, and of course last season had more joy, having been at Huddersfield in League One, where he found the net 9 times in his 43 games for the Terriers. The referee just having words with Zach Willis. Marshall will have something to say as well.
If he comes down straight, go all the way in. You won't want to receive a straight pass. Well done. Good space. Yes, Gabs. Stay high, you. Yes, Gabs. Yes, Gabs. Turn.
Of course, Callum Marshall's coming into this game, having just played 2 World Cup qualifying games for Northern Ireland, one against Germany, where he came on as a substitute for the last 15 minutes. And the other one was against Luxembourg, where he featured for the final 22 minutes.
Danny, well done. Danny, well done.
What an experience that would be, coming on against Germany, away from home as well, against defender Antonio Rudiger, and Jonathan Tarr.
Yes, go, Hold it. Hold it. Well done. Make passes for control. Help him to be higher. Help. Mendy. He's taking away to clear space. Let's go. Get it. Yes, right. Can we find him, mate? Can we find these? We have a jump in a second as well. Go away. Georgie.
Murphy just pushed off balance. Referee doesn't see anything in that. Number 19, Zaid Pateka, who's involved. Ward-Prowse just coming across to pass it out of play as Birmingham look to try and put some pressure on West Ham. We haven't really seen any Birmingham pressure since the opening 3 or 4 minutes, and that's when it came from a long ball down the left-hand side, where Colin Beckis had some defending to do. And then, of course, Mayers was the player that obstructed the effort from the Blues attacker. And that was when we're in the single digits for minutes. And since then, it's been all West Ham, and the scoreline represents that as well, but they don't want to give Birmingham a cheap opportunity to get back into it. But so far, Earthy and Marshall really running the show, but the other players have been brilliant. Rayon Odabade as well has been very promising. And he had his part to play in the second goal too. Kante, the big tall figure, just shouldering off the pressure from the number 6, Cameron Eubank. Amadou Kante is going to become a bit of a fan's favourite in the coming months and hopefully seasons to come. You can see the amount of potential he possesses. I feel you may see him start for the senior side at some point this campaign. Another ball over the top, finding Adiele, sprinting as his pace comes in handy there. Medine denied by a goal on his first start for the under-21s. A good save from O'Sullivan that sees it go out for a corner. But Preston Fearon, superb ball towards Adiele. And that first time cross into the box, Medine met it really well. You couldn't really ask him to do much more there. And O'Sullivan was alert to it. But West Ham denied of a brilliant opportunity and a brilliant chance. See the idea from Adiele, he just wasn't quite on the same wavelength as his colleague. Now Birmingham will try to get forward. Adiele with some good tracking back. And the ball in the end just hits straight into his leg and goes out for a West Ham goal kick. So no dramas there. Zaid Biteka, who had the chance to try and make something happen. But Adiele coming over to this right-hand side to do his defensive work very well. So thank you for joining us, everyone, on this stream. Do like and subscribe. So far, we've seen some brilliant performances on show. West Ham playing as a real cohesive unit this evening. Some of the players have looked brilliant. Amadou Kante being one of them, Fearon being another. As he looks to try and get an assist for Medine. He's got an eye for goal now since his close header was saved at point blank range. O'Sullivan to send one over towards Biteka. Beckis awkwardly slips and opens up an opportunity. This is promising. Unfortunately for West Ham, Daniel Isache isn't able to find the back of the net, but that's the most worried we've seen West Ham so far this game. Coming from Beckis, slipping in the penalty area. Perhaps he felt he was shoved, but Tom Worcester on the highlights, you can see he made that save. And he hasn't been busy all game, but when he was required, he made the save. And that's exactly what you'd want your goalkeeper to do, especially himself. After making that first save, it's a big evening for him, given the fact that he is on trial. So that'll do him the world of good. Birmingham enjoying their best spell of the game so far, as they look to try and get him behind. And the referee, his hand was raised, but Birmingham have at least a free kick. I'm unsure if it's a penalty. Well, the fact that he's got his spray out will confirm it's not. But a yellow card is about to be awarded West Ham just need to ride this period of anxiousness out now. Birmingham have got a spring in their step after that close opportunity from Isache. But it was nicely done. Caliste unfortunate to pass it back, and Mayers with the high foot, which is why he goes into the book. But you've seen at Rush Green and games in general, when the home team's in command and all of a sudden the opposition score and half the deficit, it changes the match completely. And we're not too far away from half time either. So Birmingham will be looking to try and finish this first half on a high. Over it is Zaid Pateka. I believe the number 7 as well, Menzi Mazwi. It will be Mazwi to strike. It's another save from Worcester, but it's palmed back into the danger zone. And West Ham fortunate, playing a high line, which saw Birmingham in an offside position. But two good saves from Tom Worcester. Credit where credit's due. He's kept this game at 2-0 for West Ham. Throw-in goes West Ham's way. Marshall just coming deep.
Yes, guys. Fire! To allow a gentleman to come in. That cow! Behind him, Jeffro. Jeffro, get behind him.
Gollenbeck is scooping it forward. Slip from Caliste. He's back up on his feet. Mark Kennedy, the head coach, just doing some tactical work. Mark Robson scratching the head. With 10 minutes left of this first half. 2 goals for the Young Irons. George Earthy opened the scoring and Callum Marshall making it 2. Slightly loose touch from Oyabade, but it doesn't matter as he sends it down the left. And look at the speed from Adieli, but once again, the courageous O'Sullivan coming out of his box to get there before a West Ham player could. A switch unable to find the number 11. Daniel Isache. After the first 20-25 minutes of pure West Ham control, it's just started to get a little bit more even again. West Ham more sitting back in their own box, in their own half, than what we saw originally. But that is to be expected. Can't be all guns blazing for the full 90 minutes, but so far they're in control, regardless of where the ball is. Here's Kante, as they look to try and get a third. Caliste. Earthy's in the box, Caliste just outside of it. Kante just trying to play that pass in towards Earthy. Birmingham clear their lines, which ends up being a good ball. They come down the right. Kante intercepts to take the sting out of the ball, but it's still opened up here, and Worcester with another great save. This time stretching out both arms to deny the number 6, Cameron Eubank. And when called upon, he's been there. A great trial so far from Tom Worcester. Strong hands to palm that away. Wriggling away from West Ham. Here's Biteka. Brought down, and it's another free kick. There's Fearon even just having a word. You can see there as he gets back up on his feet. And now the referee's just going to have a word with Fearon, trying to calm the number 4 down. Another strong performance so far from Fearon too. It's another opportunity for Birmingham to try and get away back into this game as we approach half time.
Just have a look though. Stop in your body.
It's a high ball. Worcester doesn't get there as a defender got there just before him. Clipped over towards Biteka. Doesn't trouble Kante, but still comes out with a corner. Swung in. The Blues player looks to try and get something onto it. Worcester dives. For a second you felt that they could have had an open net to hit the ball into, but Worcester once again. So of course the big game tomorrow, the London derby, West Ham taking on the South London outfit in Crystal Palace. Of course, if you can't go to the game, you can relist your ticket, but if you're not doing anything, do head down to the London Stadium where you can buy on the ticket exchange for tomorrow's London derby. More words from the referee, this time with Jack Quirk. As we're into the final 5 minutes now. Tom Worcester will be happy with his first half performance. Goalkeepers often say when they go into a big game, even if you are with a club, regardless if you're a trialist or not, if you make that first save, once you make that first save, especially early on, that's you fine for the rest of the game. And that really just settles the nerves. So Worcester hopefully will be playing with full confidence now. Colin Beckis, tricky footwork. As he finds Fear, and now Earthy, just trying to be smart there. Long ball over the top, Mayers just ushering it back towards Worcester, and that long ball forward almost bounced for Marshall Kindly, and it does. He was off balance, but still tried playing the pass towards Earthy. Here's Adieli. Earthy once again showing his skill with the clipped pass, and able to keep it down, West Ham.
Dan, wider, Dan, wider.
West Ham now with 2.5 minutes left till the break, in control. They just want to keep the ball, not give Birmingham any hope as they go into the break. But here's a chance to try and get further away from Birmingham, but they're unable to as Adieli is caught in an offside position.
Top of the box. But Mendy's marking and Cammy's marking all over here. It's miles over there. So they're just going to flip into the top line. They're just going to play into feet on the top line.
Run, Cal!
Nice ball. Once again, another offside. This time for Birmingham.
Yeah. Well, I need to watch the back. I don't know.
Every 1 minute. Brian, AD, Frank, just listen. Because the sixes drop into the back line, just close space. Don't stand on your man.
There's last minute.
So screen the middle of the pitch and then jump out. If he jumps between you, that's fine. There's another body less under the ball, okay?
1 minute.
Other scores at the moment. Of course, Aston Villa beat Everton 3-2 earlier on today, but Brighton are currently drawing 1-1 to Derby County. Fulham a goal up against West Brom. Tottenham with a good scoreline away at Leicester, 4-2 up against the Foxes, with Southampton repeating the same result against Burnley as West Ham are doing against Birmingham right now. 2-0 to the Saints in Southampton. So there's going to be 1 minute added on, and West Ham have the ball firmly in the Birmingham half. It comes off the wrong side of Medin's head and out for another goal kick. Right now, Southampton top of the Premier League 2, with Chelsea in second, Tottenham in third. Southampton, the only side after these 4 games so far to have not lost. Of course, Birmingham haven't lost either. Two 0 to the Hammers here at Rush Green. So welcome back everyone. The start of the second half is almost upon us as West Ham are now coming out onto the pitch. Birmingham already there as they're waiting to start and try and claw something back. West Ham, their motto, their game plan for this second half will just be more of the same, but don't let Birmingham get a chance to get back in it. It looks like there's a substitution. Aurelion Guarnier is coming on, I believe, for the number 9, Frank Tatum. So striker off for Aurelion Guarnier. Number 14, who's about to make way, typically plays for the under-18s. He actually has scored this season, scored a penalty in Birmingham's 2-2 draw versus Newcastle 2 weeks ago. He has 2 assists for the under-18s this season and shone in their 4-3 win in the under-18s against Fulham. So there he is, Aurelion Guarnier, as he's on to try and make an impact. As for West Ham, looks to be the same 11 that starts the second half that did the first. Golombekis just doing some warming up, or getting back to being warmed up, as are the rest of the side. George Earthy and Callum Marshall, what a first half they had, both on the score sheet. It's Marshall in the middle to get us back underway in game week 4 of the Premier League 2. Of course, Birmingham haven't actually played for some time going into this game. Their last game was at the beginning of the month, so they haven't played for 2 weeks due to the fact that they aren't participating in the EFL Trophy or National League Cup. Of course, West Ham are participating in the National League Cup, but they haven't got a game for some time. Guarnier involved in the thick of it as he sends in a really promising ball, which just goes past the players he was aiming for. Birmingham starting off strongly. Here's De Silva.
Wipe it up and get rid. Yes, wipe it away.
Burrell. Back to Billy Burrell. Guarnier has been really involved since coming on, and it's only been 1 minute. But he's looking promising as De Silva will send in a ball. Until he'll pick it up. Here's Mayers. Beautiful flick from Earthy. Ends up going back to Burrell in the heart of the Birmingham defence.
Brilliant, what are you scoring? Come on, come on.
Now Mayers. Of course, Birmingham had about 10 minutes of looking like they could have got the better of West Ham, but it was Tom Worcester in the West Ham goal who came up with some brilliant saves to deny Birmingham of an opener, as well as some good defending along the way, specifically Mayers early on in the first half, which kept Birmingham at bay. De Silva. O'Sullivan. Golombekis. Being drawn high up the pitch, having to go back to his normal position. Of course, this West Ham team are very fluid and can change formations depending on whether they're with the ball or without. Mark Robson occupying a back three this season and has done so for many of the previous seasons, but when they are in possession you do see Golombekis play like a right back and Medine as a right midfielder. You can see that now with Golombekis over there and Oyabade and Mayers, the two centre halves, of Kaliste playing in the centre of the park, and Adieli sometimes like a left back that is given the opportunity to bomb forward when required. Back to O'Sullivan. Headed forward by Golombekis. Kante doing enough to poke it back to one of his players. Calls for an offside, but Earthy picks it up in a pocket. And he looks to try and get the better here. First save, first strike of the second half. And it's comfortable for O'Sullivan. Birmingham felt that Marshall could have been in an offside position. You could see Earthy striking it uniquely with the top of his foot, just trying to drill it into that corner. That'll be the first corner of the second half. Well, the assistant referee pointing his flag to the corner. Mayers' body language looked frustrated at the assistant referee's decision, but it will be Menzi Mazwi to take this corner kick. The 19-year-old Zimbabwe international got called up to his senior side in the summer as he looks to send in another ball. Just glances past that far post. Menzi Mazwi played in the Kosa FA Cup, also known as the Kosa FA Hollywood Bets Cup, an annual international football championship for the Southern African football teams, which is what Kosa stands for, Council of Southern Africa. That's of course for the men's senior sides in the southern part of the continent. Zimbabwe playing in it, as did Gabriel Caliste's Mauritius. Of course, Gabriel Caliste recently playing in some World Cup qualifiers for his country against Cape Verde and Angola, both as a substitute. What great experience that is for players like Caliste and others who play for senior sides around the world, international as well. Having that pressure of playing for a country, and of course more exposure against senior opposition. Here is Caliste. Nice layoff towards Medine, but Birmingham do enough. Marshall's currently on the floor. Here's Adieli. Now Earthy. Fearon. Now Mayers. Player brought down, but they look to come forward.
Excellent, Brian. Well done, Brian.
This is promising. Garnier is poking it out towards De Silva. Colin Beckes heads it away, but Birmingham starting the second half off strongly.
Zach's having to go in because Menzi's gone all the way over. Cam's gone all the way over. Menzi's all the way over here.
Now Oyabade. West Ham looking to just try and probably get a hold on this second half. As you'd expect, Birmingham come out with a clear intention of having to get the ball forward. They've got no choice but to bring the game to West Ham now. That pass forward's a poor one. It's Caliste's caught out and it's sent all the way back.
Yes, Georgie, get out, brilliant.
Adiele trying to turn it around. De Silva. He's brought down in the process. West Ham will have a free kick. It's Fearon. Earthy just caught off balance, but does well enough to keep it. Adiele again sending in a ball. Birmingham with one intention, and that's to clear it away, but it only goes to Golombekis. Earthy trying to pluck the strings as he finds Marshall. Adiele, he's got Caliste to try and aim for, but Fearon will be the one to try and do something now, but it's Oyabade and then Mayers. Here's Earthy once again finding a pocket as he tries to find Kante, who gets the touch to chip it beyond O'Sullivan, but it goes beyond the target. And West Ham with their closest opportunity of the second half. All coming from Earthy, unlocking a ball in behind that Birmingham back line. Kante just didn't quite have the composure.
Zach, you're fine, 2v1.
He should know his number.
Oyabade on Gurnia. Manages to wriggle away from him, but Oyabade with a slide challenge. Gurnia still coming away with it. The driving run forward was good, but the pass not so much. Now Worcester to send it long. Back to Gurnia.
Nothing through, guys! Great back top for Gummy! Rose, we're scoring.
Teasing ball. Had some power on it. And it will be another Worcester goal kick.
Remember, if the left winger starts narrowing in,
So of course the reason Tom Worcester's in goal, with players like Finn Herrick and Mason Terry being on loan. Of course Mason Terry signed a loan deal with Braintree Town. And Finn Herrick's now at Boreham Wood. Of course Mason Terry for Braintree. His side were 2-1 up against York in their last game, but unfortunately conceded 2 in quick succession. But Terry did win man of the match that game after making 4 excellent 1v1 saves. And the other day, of course, he also reached 100 senior games, which is a terrific milestone for someone of his age. Of course, he's got senior games for all Essex clubs in Concord Rangers, Hornchurch and Braintree. And the other goalkeeper, Finn Herrick, currently at Boreham Wood. His side moved into the playoffs the other day after a 3-1 win in the National League versus Altrincham. And as for the other goalkeeper, Finn Hooper, mentioned it earlier, signed his first pro contract with West Ham and was saying how it meant everything, and highlighted how he was at this club at the beginning when he was 8 years old and just remembers playing with his friends at Chadwell Heath on a Friday night, and now he's 17 and signed his first professional contract. There was a photo on the West Ham website of Finn Hooper with his other teammates when they were at an under-9s competition. Ezra Mayers was part of it, as was, I believe, Rayan Oyabade and Gabriel Caliste. It's testing my knowledge a little bit, but there's a nice photo of the boys and shows how far they've come. They must all be such good friends and a tight-knit group, which is paramount for any team's success. Hands on knees moment for Mazui, as he's just catching his breath before the hour mark. Another chance to try and test West Ham. He goes for the curling assist as he tries to set up one of his players. Instead, Worcester hammers that forward quite quickly. Marshall kind of raised his arms when he saw Worcester send the ball forward, trying to suggest to his goalkeeper he should have taken his time a little bit with that one. Trying to make something happen down this left, but Golombekis is there. Worcester once again sending it forward.
Tom, balance, come on. Good. Any higher, step wider, bit higher, Will.
Turn back out and go the other way, Jack.
This time winning the foul. It's Mayers who's down. It was Kante originally who was involved in that tussle. And it was a sliding challenge from their number 6, Cameron Eubank. Harsh challenge on West Ham's number 6, but he's back up on his feet. Oh no, he's not. For a brief moment, he looked like he was about to get back up, but now he is. There's a slight pain in his ankles as he looks to try and swing one in behind. And this looks promising, but once again, O'Sullivan right outside of his box to clear it away, and there will be another substitution. And on comes their number 17, Kobe Maddox. So Kobe Maddox is going to be replacing number 19, Zaid Bateka. He showed a couple of signs of promise early on in the game, but didn't really get involved the way he would have liked as he comes off after the hour mark and is replaced by Maddox, who's making his first start of the campaign for the under-21s. Last year he played just one game for the under-21s, scored in that only game, and this season he's got 2 goals in 1 under-18 appearance. So he's a bright spark that Birmingham are turning to try and turn their fortunes their way.
Kobe, get ready. Narrow, Cole. Badicici, well done. Yards, still yards. Ready, Zandy. Oh, we're gone.
Of course, talking about goalkeepers early on, with Finn Hooper just signing his pro contract just days before, he was teammates in the lineup with Lucas Fabianski and was saying how much of an honour it was. He was saying about how Fabianski is just such a class player to be around, someone who's got time for absolutely everyone. Doesn't matter what position you are at the club, what age, he'll treat you with respect. And he said he learned an awful lot of Lucas Fabianski. Opportunity once again for Birmingham as they look to try and test Medine down their left-hand side. He's done well, wriggled away from Medine, but can't get it past Fearon. Alan Beckes has to make sure. And that's a great flick. Earthy will look to try and get in behind. Almost a one-on-one, but this is an opportunity now. As it's 2 against 3. Birmingham getting more numbers back. Marshall's strike just hits the leg of one of the Birmingham defenders. That takes the sting out the strike. Colin Beckes picks it up. Marshall will just calmly play it back to Mayers with all of the Birmingham City outfield players in their own half now. A chance there for Marshall to try and get a brace.
Out, Brian, out. Go space.
As we close in on the final 25 minutes of the game, just over 25 minutes, probably half an hour, including stoppage time left for West Ham, as they're looking now to make it 3 wins in 3. After 2 defeats in their opening 2 games against Nottingham Forest and Manchester City. And looking like they're picking themselves back up and getting ready now as a unit for this upcoming PL2 season. Of course, they've got other games coming as well in the National League Cup, and of course in the Premier League International Cup as well. They play Brighton at home next Friday, and after that don't play at Rush Green for a while. The 24th of October they play the other side from Birmingham, Aston Villa. Days before that, however, they're away at Sutton in their second National League Cup group stage game. There's De Silva. Back in West Ham possession.
Yes, I like it, Billy. Billy, yes, Billy. Yes, Billy. Cal, come to him, Cal. Come to him, Cal. Yes, move, Cal, come to him. Here, Billy. Lad. Position, Mo. Double.
It's cut out. High up the pitch from Birmingham. There's a number 4, Burrell. Now De Silva. He's always been energetic when he's got on the ball.
Come, Steve, so we can play. There you go, Cal. Let's go.
Just a bit of a stalemate going on in this second half, in this period of the game. Both sides having chances high up the pitch. Both defences coming out on top. Haven't really seen the quality from West Ham that we did see in the first half. But it is an improved Birmingham side that have come out for this second period. So that's the end of the action for Preston Fearon, who was heavily involved in both goals in the centre of midfield. He's replaced by last season's ever-present Tyrone Akpata. Not a bad player to bring on when you're 2-0 up. Someone to just sit alongside Gabriel Caliste and just cover every blade of grass on the pitch. So a great introduction of energy for the final 20 plus minutes.
Stand still, Zach, stand still. Like it, Zach.
Here he is, Akpata.
Yes, Andy. Double, jump, Kobe.
Just losing sight of the ball, but Birmingham coming away with it. Driving forward, taking on multiple players, but Worcester just outside of his 6-yard box, making sure he collected that. Sloppy pass from Mayers, but Slight Fortune almost saw it go to Marshall, but it's back in Birmingham territory with Briar Bateman. Now Akpata. Murphy unable to play the ball through the legs of De Silva. Back to Mazwi, who plays it out towards that far side.
Turnovers! Billy, turnovers!
Medine just trying to hold off his man. Sends in a ball, it's a low one. Another touch sees it go away from a real opportunity. Here's Garnier. Great challenge from Adieli, resulting in another Birmingham City corner kick. It will be Mazwi to go over there and take another corner. We've seen him take a couple with the short option, but judging by where all the players are going, they're not being patient and they're sending it right into the mixer. It's a high ball, one for Worcester to collect. He had a lot of airtime there for Worcester to assess his position, and he collected it with calmness. Just not quite ticking for West Ham that we saw in the early stages of the game. Those little intricate passes that they were just pulling off with ease. Doesn't feel as easy right now. And for tired legs, 20 minutes to go. But so far they're doing well enough in the defensive part of the game to hold Birmingham at just 2-0. And Alicia Sawunmi is about to be introduced, as is Dimitru Kolau, who's one of the new signings for West Ham. Parisian-born, 19 years of age, made his debut against MK Dons, came on the last minute for Golombekis, signed from Paris FC. A 6-foot defender. He signed a 4-year contract. Of course, played at Paris FC with Mamadou Kante, so those two players will know each other well. And we're about to see that now for the final 20 minutes. Free kick goes Birmingham's way, and Garnier's in no patience to play it forward. Garnier running into the box. Two up there to aim for, including the right back. Mayers sends it towards Kante, who nicely back passes it towards one of his colleagues. And here is Sawunmi, right into the action after coming on. Alicia Sawunmi had a brilliant season last year for the under-18s, not only just winning the under-18 Premier League Cup, but registering 16 goals and 5 assists for the under-18s in all competitions. So he's someone I'm sure will be involved in Mark Robson's side. But a free kick for Birmingham City is the current picture for West Ham.
Yes, Mo. Yes, Mo.
Run into the back of the net.
First and second, Harry Das.
Ryan, don't be offside. Run into the back of the net.
Another high ball. And another poor one too. West Ham will be thankful for that. Just haven't been able to make their set pieces count, Birmingham. And Worcester in no rush to take this goal kick. To the extent the referee is just having words with him. See his gesture towards the referee as if to say he's not doing anything wrong. He's had some strong goal kicks in this game. He's been a good player, as has Earthy. He's unable to find the back of the net. A goal now would certainly bury it for West Ham.
Keep going, Elijah! Keep going!
course, thank you everyone for watching. Almost going to be an own goal. No goal line technology to tell us what that could have done and what the result of that was. But for a brief moment, you felt that was going to be a fairly comical own goal for Birmingham City, and one to then keep West Ham feeling even more controlled for the final quarter of an hour.
Keep stealing yards, keep stealing yards, keep stealing yards, come on, come on.
Yes, Cam. Yes, Cam.
There we go, push back, just push back, Cammy. There we go, yards, Billy, yards.
So far though, the centre-halves have been doing their job very well. Unchanged, Mayers, Golombekis and Oyabade. Of course, Kalau came on for Jethro Medine. The other centre-half who, of course, left out on loan, went out on loan. There's been a couple of them, including Regan Clayton, who's joined Braintree with Mason Terry. We've also got Caelan Casey, who featured in Swansea's brilliant 3-2 win against Nottingham Forest, where they came back from 2 goals down to win 3-2. In the meantime there, O'Sullivan doing brilliantly to keep that ball outside of his goal. And I think you can tell it definitely didn't cross the line, unfortunately. As for Michael Forbes, though, the other centre-half who's out on loan at Northampton, didn't feature in the 1-0 defeat versus Blackpool. However, he has captained, or did captain, his under-21 side, the Northern Ireland under-21 side, in a 1-1 draw versus Georgia. Another promising picture for Birmingham. They're heading towards the end of this game, looking strong, but it's all the play in the box just isn't enough to really trouble Worcester or the West Ham back line.
When you're ready.
The lack of quality from their balls played into the box have really played into West Ham and ensured that Worcester hasn't really had a busy second half, apart from when he's had to come and claim the crosses.
One round, you have to do it.
Adieli nicked off him from De Silva, but Earthy wins it back quickly. Here is Earthy again, looking to take it down the right. Marshall once again fizzing on goalwards and getting a corner out of that. Great work from Earthy to read the opponent. And that pass as well. The nutmeg too. Going through the legs of Billy Burrell. Earthy really is one magnificent player. You can just tell he's just a step above, I think, this level, especially Birmingham. Just the way he reads the game and the passes he plays and the way he's able to execute those smart passes really does just show his level.
Just stay ready, okay? Keep your shirt on.
Danny! How are you?
Of course, a lot of these players coming up from the under-18s that we mentioned earlier on in the stream. The under-18s themselves having to adjust to life without the experienced players at that level, such as Medine, Oyabade, Sawunmi. They are yet to win a game for the under-18s yet this season. Could West Ham get a goal in the meantime? Surely, yes they do. Alicia Sawunmi, one of last season's excellent under-18 players, getting a goal for the under-21s and getting all the 3 points for the Young Irons. Making the most of a mistake from O'Sullivan, feeding it right into the direction of Earthy, although he was aiming for the number 18, Willis. Sawunmi with the strike, but the intelligence there from Akpata to just let it go all the way through him and to leave it for Suwunmi, knowing that he was there with a better view on goal. Once again, a great finish, but the build-up matches the finish from West Ham. And just as I was saying, they're missing players like Alicia Suwunmi. The under-21s players certainly aren't. They're relishing in having this young talent come up an age group. And of course, his previous side, the under-18s, they play Fulham at home tomorrow as they search for their first win in the Premier League under-18 South League. West Ham now, 3 wins in 3, 2 Premier League 2 wins in a row as they face Brighton and Hove Albion next Friday. So just looking at the fixture list, they've got a tough game in 2 games' time, West Ham, against Reading, their first team in the EFL Trophy. That's right at the end of the month. Kickoff time 7 p.m. If West Ham are able to replicate what they did against MK Dons, and it could be another famous night away from home in that competition. Louis Brown's about to come on, new haircut, or if anything, he's just let his hair grow out longer. Coming on to play the remainder of the game. Of course, with the Premier League 2, you feel like you can get a couple of games in the space of 2 weeks, and then you don't get a game for about 4. So after the Brighton game next week, West Ham don't feature in the Premier League 2 until the 4th of October, and that game is against Arsenal on Saturday at 3 p.m. And after that, West Ham don't have a game for just over 2 weeks. Sutton United will be their next opponent. So Brighton, Reading, Arsenal and Sutton who West Ham play in the next 4 weeks. West Ham getting the corner kick and Birmingham getting frustrated. A chance to make it 4. They're searching now for their best scoreline in the Premier League 2 this season. So far their match, or they're beating it. 4-2 against Sunderland was their last Premier League 2 game. So they're 7.5 minutes away from their biggest win of the season in this competition. Birmingham and Mark Kennedy introducing another player. This time it's going to be the number 12, Alvaro Rente. 19-year-old attacker, Cuban international. Made 3 appearances this season, all coming off the bench, and this will now be his 4th. Referee just holding matters. As for Birmingham, their next game, they host Fulham next Friday, as they're currently staring their first Premier League 2 defeat. As they try to look for a consolation, but Kante looks to drive forward. Instead, he pokes a clever pass through to Earthy, who finds Marshall. Now Akpata, Earthy making the run, as Akpata just waits for support. Adieli with a shimmy. And he's brought down. The advantage will be played. So, worrying pass back. Trying to aim for the centre half, but instead it looked like a blue shirt could have got onto it. Now here comes Suwunmi. Flag stays down. Marshall's in the box, but Suwunmi had a tricky task to try and find the number 9 in the box. The ball ricochets off Isishe. And Kalau will take the throw. Brown. Towards Earthy. Back to Brown. Put under pressure from Gurnier.
Alright, push back. Push back again. Push back again. Push back.
Another close chance. Referee points for a goal kick. Suwunmi, the player looking for his brace, just unable to find the back of the net there.
Come on, keep him going. Come on.
Adieli broke into the box. Suwunmi just hitting it over. Just touches the top of the crossbar as well. Very close for him to try and get his second goal. He's in a good position, which will please Mark Robson.
Over here, guys, before we have it. Do you want to do this now or not? Sub, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Ready, down his feet, up, yeah?
Brilliant.
One final substitution, and that'll be for Birmingham as they bring on the number 15, Godfred Boakye. We'll play the final 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time.
Yes, Tom. Hey, mate, come here. Yes, Tom. Tom. Not too deep. Get him up, Blue. Keep him up. Keep him up.
And the ball swung in.
All done.
And Godfred Boakye involved right in the mix-up as he looks to try and get an unlikely goal.
Yeah, interface again, Freddie. You've got to be willing to step out, okay? You've got to be willing to go aggressive. Not too early though, Freddie. Freddie, not too early.
Yes, yeah, so we've got 2 minutes plus score.
Yes, can you be half? Well done. Can you be half and half? Yes,
Here's Mayers. Now Brown, as he just tries to feed it down the line towards Adieli. The substitute Boakye just going over to help out his back line. Kept in nicely from Garnier, but then slid out of play from Adieli. Foul goes in the way of the away side. Of course, West Ham have done enough to not go into stoppage time now with some nail-biting nerves, but instead they'll want to make sure that they keep it at a 0 for Birmingham, especially the trialist Tom Worcester, who deserves a clean sheet. Hasn't had much to do in the second half, as Birmingham haven't really tested him in the first. He made 4 good saves to keep their scoreline at 0. And that is a classic example of how Birmingham just have not tested him at all. Every time they've either whipped a ball into the box or tried an effort on goal, especially from a set piece, it's just gone straight over. And there we go, 4 minutes left. 4 minutes added on. But West Ham know the result, and so do Birmingham. 3 points for the Young Irons as they go into this weekend. Hopefully the first team as well can back this scoreline up against Crystal Palace. Of course, as mentioned earlier, the ticket exchange is open. Do, of course, come along if you can. Buy it on the ticket exchange, and if you can't come, remember to relist your ticket so that another hammer has the opportunity of being able to come to tomorrow's London derby. Of course, a memorable moment in that game, the Andy Carroll bicycle kick. What a goal that was. Probably one of the best bicycle kicks you'll ever see. Here comes Marshall. Manages to dart away from his opponent. Can they get a fourth? Unable to find a player in claret and blue. Instead it is just blue. End-to-end stuff here, but Worcester doing a Birmingham City goalkeeper impression and coming out of his box just a little bit to clear it away and take part in the action. Kante charging in on Maswi, who feels like Kante should go into the book. Kante's had another very good performance for West Ham. An absolute giant of a player, Yaya Toure-esque, the way he just uses his legs to win back the ball and shield the player off from what he's trying to get.
Go and be first header.
And there will be a wall of the 2 experienced heads in this team. No, it won't. Just George Earthy. As Marshall trots over towards Adieli. Earthy with his hands on his hips, knowing he's put in a very good display this evening. Birmingham looking for a consolation. They'll have to try and work it from the wings. Klaus sticks out a leg. 1 minute to go. The second half goal from Elisha Sawunmi. That cemented this West Ham win. Birmingham look to try and get something on the score sheet before they head back up to the Midlands. It will be a goal kick. No, it won't. It'll be a free kick. Apologies for getting that wrong. The referee signalling towards Worcester, but it will be a goal kick right on the byline.
On your toes, go and win it. Go and win the ball.
So this will be the last bit of action. This time it was a low ball. We've seen them played high every single time, but it doesn't matter West Ham keep the clean sheet. A great game for Tom Worcester, the trialist. But the star of the show was George Earthy, amongst plenty of others from the under-18s. Goals from George Earthy, Callum Marshall, and last year's under-18 star boy, Alicia Sawunmi, cemented a very dominant and controlled performance for Mark Robson's side. A great evening, West Ham making it 3-3 with a 3-0 win. And this is how the evening started off, with Fearon linking up ever so well with George Earthy to come in and tap it into that corner. And then, of course, 8 minutes later, Callum Marshall popped up with a goal, firing it there into the top of the net. A great strike from last year's loanee. And back amongst the goals here at Rush Green. And now, of course, Alicia Sawunmi, who found the back of the net. But look at the build-up here. George Earthy edging it towards Marshall. The way Akpata left it for the ball to go through his legs. And Sawunmi to hit it first time to O'Sullivan, who was diving the other way. It then topped off a great evening here. Happy days for the under-21s. It's 3 wins in 3. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. You've been joined with me, Ollie Ordis. Looking forward to being back with Mark Phillips soon. Have a lovely rest of your weekend and take care.